Buffalo, 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 it's the Mafia. Josh Allen's coming. You ready? Stefan is coming. Buffalo, 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 it's the Mafia. Yeah. Buffalo, 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 it's the Mafia. Yeah. Buffalo.
Ladies
Buffalo,
and gentlemen,
Buffalo,
we are here.
Let's go.
It is the Buffalo Fanatics. I am joined by my man, Stefan, just down in the corner. I got my man, Harrington, looking clean as always. He didn't bring the stash with him today, but that's fine. That is fine.
That's been long gone.
You are joined by your host, Rico. And I'm like, I got my co-host. I can't say your host. We're doing it all together today. So, folks, give me a thumbs up. Smash that like if you guys are excited about Bills football Thursday night. We getting hype. Let's go. Folks, we got a big one today, man. Rams fans are not feeling very good with how unhospitable we are being in their town. You know what I'm saying? They don't like
their town. It's not even their town. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Out in LA, their town.
That's the Lakers town, Rico.
We have invaded LA. They don't like seeing the Buffalo Bill logo all over the place. So guess what? They're just going to have to get used to it. Now, we as fans will do our part. The Bills have to do theirs. They got to come away with the W today. So, folks, have a seat, eat what you're eating, bring it down with you, grab your drink. We're going to have a good one today. Folks, if you're coming from Twitter, if you're coming from, you know what I'm saying, our Facebook pages, if you're coming from the YouTube page, salute to you guys. Smash that like while we're here, folks. Let's get right into it. Z-Bot, how we doing today? I can't just start the show without asking how you doing. How you doing? How you doing, buddy?
I couldn't be doing better. It's game day, boys. Can't believe I'm saying that. I swear to God, it's not really hit me yet. It's going to hit me when I hear that Sunday night theme that NBC's got. You know, that's going to be the first theme song of the year that we hear. You're going to see the images, the video of Josh Allen and the boys coming out of the tunnel, and then I think that's when it's going to hit me. But I still can't believe it's here. But it is. It's game day. And like you said, it couldn't be bigger. Even if you're not a Bills fan, the fact that this is opening up this season, it could not be better. But of course, it's an extra 10, 11, 12 layers of icing on top of the cake that we are Bills fans. And this is how we're kicking off 2022 in the NFL. I am stoked.
As you should be. Now, Evan, did you sleep well, first and foremost, knowing that today was game day?
Yeah, I mean, I slept pretty well. But the thing is, it feels like a game day, but it doesn't feel like a game day. It just kind of feels like your average Thursday. Just because, you know, I haven't really been alive for the Bills playing a season opener, especially on a weekday. You know, growing up, I only really watched the Bills playing at 1 o'clock on Sunday. So that's kind of the, you know, the feeling that I've gotten for Bills game days. So this is, I'm still waiting, like Z-Bot, like you mentioned, when they walk through that tunnel, when they run through that tunnel and they're on the field, that's when it's going to hit. That is when it's going to hit for me, is when I see, you know, our guys on the field in their uniforms. That's when it's going to hit for me, that it's officially Bills game day and our guys are getting ready to set up to play the LA Rams to kick off the 2022 season. Love
every bit of it. I'm gonna channel my inner Skip Bayless and my man Shannon Sharp. I'm drinking a little bit of Mountain Dew. Ooh, getting ready to go, baby. That Mountain Dew gets you hyped.
Oh, let it course through your veins, baby.
So, folks, let's talk about the first topic of the night. First topic of the night kind of caught me off guard. So, Evan, I'm going to let you bring this in because you brought it to me. And I don't know if folks have touched on this yet, but Evan came up with and blew my socks off with like the inactive list. So let's talk about it, man.
Yeah, the inactives. I mean, Z-Bot, here, you want me to
here we are.
The inactives posted just a little bit ago around 6:50 p.m. Eastern time. The Bills have 5 inactives. It looks like as of, bringing out the inactive list, the Bills are going to run with 5 running backs: Zach Moss, Devin Singletary, James Cook, Reggie Gilliam, and Tywan Jones. A lot of people might have speculated maybe James Cook is on the inactive list. Maybe Zach Moss gets scratched, but none of them are. We're running with 5 running backs. But the biggest surprise on the Bills' inactive list is our 5th-round rookie out of Boise State, number 10, Mr. Khalil Shakir. He made a name for himself, in preseason and throughout training camp. Our most productive receiver throughout preseason, to many people's eyes. I thought it kind of deserved not only a roster spot, but being on the active roster for the opening game against the Rams. But the Bills decided to roll with Jameson Crowder, the veteran. Not shocked overall, but it's just kind of it's a little shocking. But what are your guys' thoughts on Khalil Shakir not playing?
I'll listen, man. I'm gonna jump in right now. Before we get into Khalil Shakir, I just want to look at the whole situation. First and foremost, the fact that Shaq Lawson is inactive. Am I shocked? Not at all. Not at all. Because initially at the beginning of offseason, I figured that this defensive front is just too deep. And if someone's got to go, it was going to be Shaq Lawson. Obviously, he made the active roster, so we're great. But now it's about who plays on game day. Now, is he bummed about it? I'm sure he is. Now, what is throwing people off a little bit is the fact that we made him inactive, but we kept 5 running backs active. If you guys remember if you can drop that, take the shared screen off. If you guys remember week one last year, we were shocked to know that Zach Moss was the one that was inactive. We went with Devin Singletary. So very interesting turn of events on how the numbers games plays out. Shaq Lawson being I'm not shocked about that. Khalil Shakir. Now, all offseason we're talking about freaking special teams. Who's going to kick return? Who's going to punt return? Khalil Shakir was the one manning the position, and all of a sudden we're like, you know what? Chess match. We're not going to let you know who's punt returning. Now, whether that's a big deal or not, it's kind of odd to me. Now, Khalil Shakir doesn't punt return. Who is the punt returner? Is Jameson Crowder going to be the punt returner? He's done it in the past. At age 28, are we trusting him to return the football when he hasn't done it in quite some time? Are we looking at McKenzie? Is he doing both double duties? Is he doing kick return and punt return? Or is James Cook going to be our main kick returner? Very interesting turn of events. But I mean, the other guys we already know. Tommy Doyle, we already knew what was up with Tommy Doyle. I mean, who was the other ones that were inactive?
Quentin Morris, who's dealing with a hamstring injury, and then Cam Lewis.
So am I shocked? Not really. Khalil Shakir is the one that kind of throws me off a little bit, but it does surprise me that we're having 5 running backs active. That is very interesting. Z-Bot, I don't know how you feel about it. If you feel it is what it is, then it is what it is. But if you feel like, hey, I don't know, but it's a little pushy for me. What are your thoughts?
I think it's quite odd. To your point about the 5 running backs, the one thing that's interesting about keeping 5 running backs active for this game is there's no way all 5 touch the field, at least you'd think. I mean, that doesn't seem logical. It doesn't seem even possible, really, to rotate 5 running backs in. At the same time, however, all 5 of those running backs at some point or another in the preseason had a flash where they looked fantastic. I think there's a reason they kept the majority of everybody taking snaps in the backfield. I mean, the running game was terrific preseason, and as we go into this 2022 season under new OC Ken Dorsey, I know it's one thing that all of Bills Mafia is going to be focusing on this season. How much different, how much better is the run game going to be? Our first initial hint here at potentially how much they might be focusing on it is the fact that they are keeping 5 active. It doesn't quite make sense to me, but it does also interest me because of how well that they ran the ball in the preseason. To Evan's point, Khalil Shakir, was there any wide receiver better this preseason than him? I mean, he was a clear-cut roster spot without question this preseason. Obviously, you look at the roster currently at the wide receiver position, it's pretty loaded, no doubt. But I thought what I had seen out of Khalil Shakir, when I first went live after watching a couple of preseason games out of him, I just flat out said there is absolutely no way you can keep this kid off the field this year. We have seen plenty of flashes of elite play from this kid, and we already knew coming out, once he was drafted, what was everything we were hearing, Rico? Because we didn't know much about him. We were all live when we took Shakir, and what were we hearing? Wow, sneaky Greg Pitt for the Bills. Man, Khalil Shakir, way better than a 5th-round pick, most were saying. Then we get to get glimpses of him, and we're like, man, yeah, that definitely seems to be accurate.
Real deal.
The other interesting thing, too, is as we talk about Jameson Crowder and him obviously being on the active list, we didn't see much of him at all in the preseason, and of course, he hasn't been in a Bills uniform prior to this season. So I wonder what they saw there to potentially lean towards him over Shakir. I just don't quite understand why you scratch him. Why not have him available? You're more likely to rotate him in, I would think, than a 4th or 5th running back. So that, to me, is the head scratcher here. I would much rather know that you have an extra wide receiver at your disposal to sub in or rotate in and get some reps than a 5th running back. So it's definitely a head scratcher, Rico. But at the same time, I think by the time the game kicks off, are we even going to care? The answer is probably no.
And I'm going to jump in there. Maybe my man Silas has something to say a little bit on that. He goes, if you didn't listen to Benny the Butcher's Bills Mafia anthem, what are you waiting for? Listen, we might have to. I mean, copyright.
He's got a new one. He's got a new one already.
He's got a new one. I'd love to play it on here, but you know what I'm saying? We're monetized here, so folks. So we got to try to keep it gully. But we will try to check that out a little later. Silas, little thanks for that. Now I want to go back to what my man Z-Bot was saying when it comes to he's a little he's scratching his head. Now Evan might agree with me because I think Evan wanted to jump on this. So Evan, if I'm hitting the same points you were going to, just give me the head nod and we can kind of tag team this. But when you look at what the inactive list looks like, don't forget that running back room. Is it really 5 running backs or is it 4 running backs and a receiver in the backfield? So a little Shakir not being active and inactive allows a lot more of Mr. Cook getting into the fold in the receiver room. And don't forget, and let's also look at this, right? You've got initially three slot receivers. What are you going to do with 3 slot receivers? You've got to put one on the side. You got Jameson Crowder because I think people forget that we have Jameson Crowder, not because Jameson Crowder is not good. It's because Khalil Shakir and Isaiah McKenzie have evolved so much this offseason. So you almost forget that we do have a very good receiver in Jameson Crowder. Now, this whole situation, like you said, when the game starts, are you going to really care? Not really, because when you see James Cook line up at the slot, you're like, oh, that's why we did it. I get it. Now, Evan, I don't know if you were going to touch on that as well, but feel free if you have a different point to make it.
Yeah, I was going to touch up on that. When you look at the quote unquote 5 running backs that we're going to be housing, on the roster today, it's not really like the 5 running backs like you mentioned. Obviously, Tywan Jones, he's your special teams gunner. He isn't going to see the ball. He isn't going to see the field on the offensive side of the ball at all. Reggie Gilliam, he might see a little work at the 3rd tight end spot, with Quentin Morris being inactive. He'll be on the field a little bit, obviously playing the fullback position. But the 3 running backs that I want to key in on is Zach Moss, Devin Singletary, James Cook. The most diverse backfield, in my opinion, that, Sean McDermott has had since he's been coaching the Buffalo Bills. These 3 running backs all house something different. They all have something different than they bring into the field. James Cook can play like a wide receiver. He's going to be your 3rd down specialty back. Zach Moss, he's going to be your inside the red zone running back, your 3rd and 1, your 4th and inches running back. He's going to be your blocking back on the field. And then you got Devin Singletary, your do it all back. Devin Singletary is going to be the guy that's going to get you from the 25 to the 20. He's going to be your number 1 running back. And they have 3 different running backs that they can throw on the field at their disposal and, really confuse the Rams defense. And then, like your point mentioned with Khalil Shakir being inactive, it is shocking. I don't think any of us would have, bet money on Khalil Shakir being inactive today. But you also got to remember, Jameson Crowder is the best receiver on this roster when it comes to yards after the catch. People don't realize that. He is the yak guy. Crowder can run after the catch with the ball. Again, and you also mentioned the 3 slot receivers. And I get Khalil Shakir can play inside and out. But they feel very comfortable with what they have in Stefan Diggs and Gabe Davis as those number 1 and 2 alphas. And then they obviously feel much comfortable with Isaiah McKenzie taking potentially that full-time slot role. And then what you have in a guy like Jameson Crowder. And then they're also very comfortable with guys like Dawson Knox and Tommy Sweeney. So, and also you got to also think about this. Maybe they throw James Cook a little bit more out there. We don't know. Maybe James Cook takes a few, slot snaps that we weren't expecting him to partake in early on in the season. I'm pretty sure Ken Dorsey was saying that they're not going to just throw James Cook out there in a select role. It's going to be kind of how the game's flowing. If the Bills are passing a lot, James Cook might be out there. Singletary and Moss might not be in there. That's when, a guy like James Cook is going to step out on the field. But overall, with the inactives, the only one, again, that shocked me is Khalil Shakir. Shaq Lawson, again, he's the odd man out. He isn't in the top 8. He's outside on the 9th. So that's what I expect. Quentin Morris dealing with a hamstring injury. We kind of saw that coming, same with Tommy Doyle and Cam Lewis.
Well, there you have it, sir. I mean, listen, Evan just kind of rolled through everything. Now, I want to take a little break. And the three of us here know exactly where I'm going with this in just a moment. But before I do get in there, I want to introduce a panel member of ours that's been putting the grind in the backdrop and writing articles and showing his face on the Writers Club. So I'm going to introduce. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready, my man. Ready to come in? Yes, sir. So I'm going to introduce my man, Kevin Syracuse. What's up, Kev?
What's up, guys? I am so
I love
pumped
it,
for
man.
this game.
You better be pumped. And listen, we have the energy is high right now. We want to keep that energy high, baby. And I want to get your take before we jump into the next segment on this inactive list. And I'm going to ask you a question. How do you feel about this Khalil Shakir inactive? Are you for it? Do you understand the move? Or are you against what this damn organization is doing right off the early set, week 1? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I was pretty confused when I saw that, not going to lie, because like you guys were saying, you have technically 5 running backs now. And taking it a step further, they kept 6 linebackers too. Balin Spector is going to be the 6th linebacker. So I think that shows that they value special teams, and we might see the run game really take off tonight. I'm not saying that Josh Allen is going to have the ball taken out of his hands, but the Bills are only rolling with 5 wide receivers. And I've been saying all offseason that Brandon Beane said that Khalil Shakir is wide receiver 4, meaning that he's the first backup to come in off the bench. So now that he's not there, what do you do with that? And like you were saying, Evan, you have to leave Crowder on the field. He's great at yak. But if one of the outside receivers goes down, God forbid, if there's an injury, they roll an ankle or something, is Jake Kummerl the guy to come in off the bench? Or do you put McKenzie on the outside and then Crowder goes into the slot? So that's where I'm at with this, where I'm just trying to figure out the depth now in the wide receiver room.
And we'll soon figure that out with what kind of play caller we have. What kind of personnel he puts out there. Does he trust Kumro to come in, or does he say, you know what, we're gonna make it look like we're settling in, and then we throw James Cook out there, and then you're like, oh ish, what is happening? Shout out to my man Silas Whittle. What up, Si? Si comes in and says, this tells me the game plan is to win up front. Ram starters don't have any game reps since last year. They don't have the same defensive depth that we have. McDermott is going to try to wear their D-line out. Well, that's the hope. I hope we can do that. And I hope we don't go away from what we do best. And that's putting the ball up in the air, right? I know we made some changes on the old line. I know we brought James Cook to kind of change up the game in the backfield, but let's not move away too much from what we do best. I like more of a balanced look, but let's not move away too much. Now, I do have to make an announcement. Oh, Jeff King. What up, Jeff? Jeff comes in and says, folks, enjoy the game. God bless all of you and yours. Go mother effing Bills. And that's the one time I'm going to say, go Bills. So, we have an announcement to make. If you guys know, Buffalo Fanatics, formerly known as Bills Fanatics, we've been at this way back, going back 2013. You know what I'm saying? My memory's a little hazy, right? But we've been putting the grind in from when I went live. I used to have 5 viewers, and my wife was like, babe, you have 5 people watching you. Keep going. To the point where now we've grown tremendously. But a big accomplishment, a huge accomplishment, folks, our IG operator, our Instagram operator, Bobby Ray. That dude is the grinder of all grinders. He stays in the background, never shows his face. You'll never hear him in voice chats. He thinks he's too cool. But one thing that he does very well that is cool is holding it down for the Instagram team. And we are up to 100,000 followers. I'm trying to get my banner up. 100,000 followers. That is amazing. I can't. It's crazy to me right now. We gotta put it out there for my guy Bobby G. Bobby, hold it down. You've been holding it down. He's not one that's gonna say, yo, give me some praise and man. He just puts his head down and does the work. So salute to you. Salute to everyone that's been viewing, that's been supporting us, that's been following us. We made it over 100K. We appreciate it. man, you have no idea how difficult it is, because if you fall off, you're done. Ain't nobody gonna keep going after you. So we've been trying to keep it interesting, trying to keep it gully, and we've done that. So thank you very much. And you know what? That deserves a bing, biggity bing. So
yeah, you know what's even more nuts on that is we hit 100,000 this morning. We're at 101,000 right now. That means over 1,000 more people joined the Fanatics today over on the gram. That is crazy. So like Rico said, double down on that, man. I mean, unreal. Yes.
Now we got it going. So salute to the IG team we had to put up there. It is great. Now, are you a betting man, Z-Bot?
No, I've been known to throw a couple bucks on a game or two every now and then. Sure, yeah.
I like it. Kevin, what about you,
Kevin? Be a lot worse, I'll say that.
Kevin, are you a better?
I'm not into betting. I'm addicted to fantasy football, so I know that if I start betting, that's just going to be a road that I don't want to go down. So
I hear you. And I don't know, Evan, are you of age to bet?
I mean, I'm on the fence. Let's just say that I'm on the fence.
Evan's got a couple rat hole accounts.
There you go.
Yeah, I got a couple rat hole accounts. I'm like Kevin Durant with my burner.
He's got his offshore DraftKings account.
I like it. Well, I'm gonna put it this way, folks. If you are a bet, if you like to bet, and you think you're an expert, you think you got it. Listen, you have an opportunity right now. We have partnered up with BetUS. It allows you to use our code BF125. Listen, by signing up, whether you put $50 down, whether you put $2,400 down, you get a bonus of 125% bonus right there. You get a little extra something on the top of your bet. So listen, here's what's happening right now. So today's game, the Bills against the Rams, we are favored -2. Do you like that bet? Are you smashing it? Are you taking that? Or do you like the money line, 140? Do you taking that? Or are you going with the Rams to kind of make your money? Don't bet with your heart. Or do you want the total to be 52? I don't know. You guys tell me.
All right, let me touch in on this. Because that line is absolutely insane. I want you to think about this for a second. The Rams are coming into this game. The last time that they played on a field was when they were hosting the Lombardi Trophy. This game's at home. They're raising the banner. They won the whole thing last year, and they kept the majority of their roster. I know there's guys that they lost, but they also added as well. They're just as good as they were a season ago. Absolutely. The Bills come into this game at 2.5-point favorites on the road against the Super Bowl champs. If this game was in Buffalo, usually you're gifted 3 points for being at home. That's the Vegas standard as far as line is concerned for movement being home and away. What that line's telling you is if this game was at the Ralph tonight, the Bills would be just shy of a touchdown favorite against the reigning champions. It is an absolutely insane line. I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. I do not understand at all. To make it even crazier, they just released the statement the other day. The Bills right now, if you want to talk about going the distance, this line in itself is nuts. But this one, the Super Bowl line, the Bills right now are plus 325 to win the Super Bowl. That is the lowest the odds have been for any team in September to win the Super Bowl ever, according to Vegas.
Watch out.
The Bills were plus 820 against the Minnesota Vikings in the greatest upset in Bills history, the Josh Allen leap game. They had almost 3 times less of a chance of beating the Vikings that game as they do to win the Super Bowl.
Isn't that crazy?
This year. The hype on the Bills right now is absurd. It's crazy. I've never seen anything like it. Even the Patriots during their dynasty, boys, nothing touched this. This is insane.
Is this too much? Is this too much hype?
Yes.
Do we need to calm down? Everybody just because I'm gonna be real. I don't like it. I don't know about how Kevin feels and how Evan feels. I don't like it because right now, if we happen to lose this game, right? Holy smokes, will they all come for us and say, I told you they were overhyped. Y'all made it seem like they were going to win the Super Bowl today. Well, the good thing is there's 17 freaking weeks of football, so everybody calm down. But I'm with you, man. Too much. Kevin, are you hyped on this? I got Krista. I have Krista calling me right now.
I thought that was your Bucky.
And I'd love to put it on here, but I can't because I'm live and I want to show the video. But apparently it is live and crazy. But anyway, go on to Kev. Kev, how are you feeling about this?
I mean, I feel as high as I ever have with this season. I've never been this amped going into a season. I think that the Bills can just do some ridiculous things this year and just shatter records. And I think this is our best shot to win the Super Bowl in my lifetime. I mean, I grew up during the drought. I'm 23, so this is the most anticipated season that I've ever been a part of. But like you guys said, I want to take it with some caution because for everyone to be that high on us, it almost makes me feel a little bit nervous. Like, I've been feeling great about this, but the fact that everyone is so high on the Bills makes me say, like, hey, we need to take a step back because let's not forget the Bills last year. We thought the Bills were just going to storm over every single team, and they got a little complacent. They lost 6 games, including that Jacksonville game. They had no business losing. And that's a perfect game like that where the Bills and even us fans, podcasters, broadcasters, you have to take it with a grain of salt and say, hey, this is the NFL any given Sunday because you don't want them to lay an egg like they did in Jacksonville last year.
You definitely do not want them to lay an egg. Ev, I feel like you wanted to jump in there and touch on that. What's up, man?
So I'm kind of mixed on this because under the Sean McDermott and Brandon Beane era, the Bills have always been underdogs, whether that's in the 2017 season where nobody thought they would make the playoffs and they just rally with a 9-7 season and squeak in to break the drought. You know, that's an underdog season. They've always been underdogs, drafting a guy like Josh Allen. No one thought he was going to pan out. Bringing in Stefan Diggs. No one thought Stefan Diggs was going to be a top 5 receiver in Buffalo. These are all underdog story, you know, just storylines. But now we aren't the underdogs anymore. We're on the top rope looking to, you know, hit that Shawn Michaels elbow drop, knock some guy through the table. We're on the top rope looking, to hit that high pedestal of going to the Super Bowl and winning it. But Pierre's comment, wherever that was, I kind of agree with him. I like the pressure. I like it. Right here, Sophia goes, pressure is privilege. Get used to it.
I
like that. Like you have to earn that pressure. You gotta kind of earn that pressure. And we've done so many great things over the last 2 to 3 seasons to earn, to be the Super Bowl favorites. We've earned that. We've been so close, but yet so far. But now we have the chance to get to the Super Bowl, and we are the Super Bowl favorites, and we have the most pressure out of any other team in the league. Again, I'm not a big fan of the whole pressure thing. I kind of like being the underdog, but at the same time, it's the first time in my lifetime that the Bills, have been that top dog from the start, and they are in this case. And I think it could be good. I think this roster, with adding a guy like Von Miller in, I think this roster is up to the challenge to kind of, maintain that pressure and circle it all in and just run away with it.
I like it. I mean, listen, we have an opportunity to run away with it. Z-Bot.
Yeah.
Is there an opportunity for someone to run away with something that you have that you might be giving up?
What are you talking about?
Is there something that somebody could run away with that you could possibly be giving something away today?
Oh, I am. But before I do. Yeah, I do have to do a giveaway. But I got to touch on another thing about this because this is actually just it's the last 2 weeks have been nuts. And I see some comments in here and I get it because I think that it makes sense. We've been asking for this our entire lives, especially if you're like my age, Kevin's age, Evan's age. I mean, it's been our entire lives, right? But Arwell's coming in here and he's saying, as a fan, I'm so confused. A few years back, everybody complaining the Bills got no national love, me being one of them. I hated it. It sucks. Now he's saying, now they got it. Everybody's still complaining. No, see, I'm not complaining about that. And like what Evan said,
get him, Z-Bot.
I like having the pressure. I like being the favorite, and the days of being the underdog are done. There is a big difference between being the favorite and having every single person on the planet pick you to win the Super Bowl. They did that analyst the other day, or that the breakdown on Good Morning Football or one of the football programs. Every single analyst, including Michael Irvin, who hates the Bills, picked the Bills to win the Super Bowl. All 5 of them. They also did a whole NFL.com poll. 12 of 27 people picked the Bills to win the Super Bowl. I think the second closest was 5. There's a big difference between pressure and hype and whatever this is. What I'm talking about here is unprecedented. Like I was just saying earlier, even the Patriots dynasty never had these odds going into a season, never had this pressure, never had these expectations. It's a little nuts to me because I think it's only being predicated based on the last 2 games played by the Bills. The last time we saw the Bills play were 2 of the most dominant offensive performances in playoff history, and I think that has trickled its way into all of this hype. The Bills deserve to be the favorite. They deserve hype, and they deserve to have high expectations. I'm not complaining necessarily because ultimately I don't think the team gives 2 shits, and that's all that matters. Right. But at the same time, I think we have to understand as fans, like I was talking about earlier with this 2.5-point spread tonight, the plus 325 to win the Super Bowl, it's absolutely unprecedented. And you have to ask yourself, you kind of just have to ask yourself, why? Why? Because when you really get down to brass tacks, this is the best the AFC, or any conference for that matter, rather, has been probably in my entire lifetime. So as good as the Bills are, and as much as I have as high of expectations of them as anybody, it is a gauntlet this year. And the fact that the analysts and everybody else and their mother on the planet right now has them winning the Super Bowl is kind of mind-blowing. You have to wonder where the pressure came from, Rico, and the only answer to me is the last 2 playoff games.
And I'm gonna piggyback on that. I'm gonna tell you why the I guess the hype is as real as it's getting right now. And it's simply because the AFC East is our path to the closest to getting to the Super Bowl. All we have to do is win that division, and we are that much closer there. We've always been fighting or in the hunt or we have an opportunity to not only do what the Patriots have done. Every year that Tom Brady was with the Patriots, what was it? They were always favored to go to the Super Bowl. Why? Because it was the easiest way to get there is by winning the AFC East. So if the Bills win the AFC East, my goodness, we're 3 games away from going to the Super Bowl? Fam, that is why that they're feeling really good. Now, I will say the AFC East is not as tough as not as easy as I thought it was going to be. The teams have definitely improved. The Miami Dolphins have done some good things. I don't know how hype, I'm saying, that the whole league is about them. But I know in Miami, everybody's loving Miami. Now, it is the job of the Buffalo Bills to quiet them down, shut their asses up, and make sure that we win the division. Winning the division is what's got everybody hyped. Because if we win the division, my goodness, we are going to be one of the favorites. And that's why they're picking us to be so damn good. We just have to take care of business. We have to take care of business. We can't pull the Jacksonville Jaguars type of games against teams we have no business losing to. We have to keep that killer instinct. Now, if we can keep that killer instinct, there's no reason why people aren't picking us. And that's why the hype is real, right? RC3 says, yo, bro, Rico, come on, man. You can't be rocking any LA jersey right now. You don't think I did this on purpose? Hey, folks, you don't think I did it on purpose? Listen, although I'm a fan of the Lakers, my Bills are going to LA to pound the damn Rams real good. It's a funny play because I'm still rocking my Bills squad. But you know what? I had to show, that we're going to your town and we're going to whoop ass. And that's how it's supposed to be, baby. Let's go. Evan, what you got, man?
Man, just going forward for the rest of the thing, what do you want to hop into? Keys to the game, or what should we hop into?
Well, listen, here's the deal. What I'm interested now is finding out what you feel are the keys to this game. All right. Now, Kevin, I'm going to start with you. Because we're pressed for time. We want to make sure that we're on top of things so we don't miss, the celebration for this game. But how are you feeling about this keys to the game? Now, what is it for you? And I want to give the keys to the game for the Bills winning, and this is for everyone. The key to the game for the Bills winning and the keys to the game for the Rams winning. So I want to start with you, Kevin. What do you got?
Well, I think there's a lot that we could go off of here. Starting with the Bills defensive line, the revamped defensive line versus the Rams offensive line, the newer, younger offensive line. I think that's probably my biggest key. You could take it any angle and look at the Bills wide receivers or the Bills cornerbacks with Kyrie Elam and Christian Benford going up against the Rams wide receivers. But I think my biggest key is, can the Bills defensive line wreak havoc like they are supposed to do against a younger, inexperienced offensive line with the Rams? Because obviously we all know that the Bills took Von Miller from the Rams from the opposite sideline here. And not only that, they got Daquan Jones, Tim Settle, who I think is going to have a great year. He's been buried on Washington's depth chart. Jordan Phillips is back. Shaq Lawson, we mentioned, he's an inactive. But how can this defensive line respond to all the hype that it's getting? Because the Bills were quietly tied for 11th in sacks last year with 42. but they couldn't get the quarterback on the ground when it mattered most. So that's why you get proven finishers like Von Miller. And I think that is the biggest key to the game tonight. If the Bills' defensive line can establish their dominance right from the get-go, I think that's going to be huge.
And I'm going to get in. I want you to give me a quick, how are the Rams, what's the key for the Rams winning this game?
Well, I think going right off that, I think their offensive line just needs to be able to hold up and protect Matthew Stafford, because when you have Von Miller coming at you, I know they just extended Rob Havenstein and Joe Noteboom. He took over for Andrew Whitworth, but that's a big, tough task to go up against Von Miller, starting left tackle, drafted in 2018, third-round pick. I know they're pretty high on him, but first night of the year, everyone in the country is watching, and even outside of the country like you.
Yep.
How are you going to respond when Von Miller is coming down your throat? So
pause. I meant pause because you're coming down your throat. I was like, come on. You can't be telling how you going to feel.
Rico.
He actually paused
Rico,
on that.
you see, Rico, the chat's laughing at you. You said something a couple minutes ago. Everyone wants to clip that soundbite. Hey, you'll see it on Twitter later.
I bet I will. Yeah, let me go to my man Ziba. Ziba, keys to the game for both Bills and the Rams.
All right, yeah. Man, there's so many, especially for the Bills, right? Because as we've been talking about all offseason, kind of what Kevin was just alluding to in the defensive line, it's the same way I feel about the upgrades at the running back position. It's the same way I feel about Ken Dorsey being the new OC. So many different keys that you are hoping pan out in one way or the other tonight, or at least give us a glimpse of what we can expect. There's a lot of new for this Bills team. To me, though, the main keys for the Bills to win: one, get at least one interception on Matt Stafford, because he's prone to do it. Although the Rams won the Super Bowl last year, had a great high-powered offense, Matt Stafford led the league in interceptions. He is a gunslinger who, that pays out for him a lot. I mean, he is definitely known for getting the ball downfield, getting it in the end zone. He's also known for throwing interceptions like he did last year. I think if the Bills can force a turnover tonight, that'll be huge, because I do anticipate that this game's going to be close, which leads me into my next key. Can the Bills win a close game? 0-6 last year in one-score games. If the Vegas line is indicating anything, it's going to be close. And as we all know, Vegas rarely wrong. And if you look at this game outside of the betting line, it's hard to think that these two teams aren't so evenly matched that it doesn't wind up coming down to the wire. Can the Bills avenge 6 consecutive losses last year where they were in a one-score game and didn't get it done? Now, for the Rams, the key for them to win this game, I think it all comes down to Sean McVay's game plan. 5-0 in week 1 games. He's never lost one. He's had a half a year to plan for Josh Allen. The last time he saw Josh Allen, they went down 28 to what? 3 it was, and what did he do? He went into halftime. His adjustments worked so well, they wound up getting the lead. The Bills had to get a 2-minute drill at the end of the game into the end zone in order to wind up winning a game where they were up by almost 4 touchdowns. Sean McVay is no joke. He's never lost a week 1 opener, and this team's as good as ever. So can Sean McDermott, can he counter that? We've seen him in these big games. He's a hell of a coach, and he has a great game plan nearly every time. But at the end, we have seen him lose it on numerous occasions. Tonight, like I said, I think it comes down to the wire. Can Sean McDermott, in the battle of the Sean Mix, wind up getting past McVay, who's never lost in week 1? With that said, I got to run because I'm at my studio, and I got to get home for this baby because I'm not missing 2 seconds of this. But before I do, let's celebrate tonight. Let's celebrate the NFL opener with a giveaway. Almost 600 of you guys entered the giveaway for these new Bills Little People. They're the coolest things ever. Fisher Price and the Buffalo Bills. How freaking cool is that? Little Stefan Diggs, little Josh Allen, little Sean McDermott. I mean, that is the coolest thing ever. Everybody wants these, and I'm giving them away to one Lucky Bills Mafia member for free right now. And like I said, almost 600 people enter, which is crazy. This goes to show you how much not only do people want these things, but how much love the Bills Mafia has for the team. So here we go. I'm going to do the giveaway right now before I bounce out. All the names in here, and I'm going to click to spin the wheel. And can I get a drum roll, boys? Can I get a... Larrington _J winner.
Larrington.
That's my burner account.
Shout out Larrington. I love that.
Here's my question before you get out of here. Before you Z-Ball gets out of here.
Yeah.
Here's my question for Mr. Larrington. Larrington J. What the heck are you gonna do with these little people? What are these people collecting these things for? Just sit there and collect dust? You need to explain.
Bingo. You know how much money I've spent on shit that is collecting dust currently? More than I could tell you.
These things, man.
More than I could tell you. And that's exactly what's going to happen. I mean, unless he wants to get him out and have a little, drop some plays. You got coach, you got wide receiver 1, QB 1. I mean, you could get a little imaginative there. But if you're like me, I mean, these things are going to have an inch of dust on it by the end of the football season minimum. But I love it. I'm going to look at them. You know what I mean? It's a little Fisher Price Josh Allen. How could you beat it? With that said,
has left the chat. Well, listen, we appreciate you, Z-Bot. Z-Bot is the man. Listen, for you guys that are unsure, you can catch us on Monday, mother effing nights, bringing you the smoke break. If you guys are smokers and non-smokers, you guys are skull tours, whatever it is you do, come and join the smoke break with my man Z-Bot. He's gonna hold it down every single time. Z-Bot, we appreciate you. Enjoy the game, and hopefully you get to do one of those. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. And listen, it's all I want. Boys, enjoy the night. Always a pleasure. I can't believe it's happening. I can't believe I'm on my way home to watch Bills football. I can't wait. Go Bills. Much love, Bills Mafia. Enjoy it. Peace.
And just like that, when Z-Bot leaves the chat, my man Pierre the Kingpin enters the chat.
Yo, what's up, fellas? Listen, it's game time.
Is
mother hype or not?
Listen, I'm going to put you right on the spot, right off the go. Listen,
let's go, man.
Let's go. At this game and you're watching what's happening, and you're realizing, man, the game is getting closer and closer and closer. What are the key matchups that you're looking into this game? We all have the matchups we're going to be watching. Have you looked into it? Are you looking forward to seeing who is going to match up and who's winning your match?
This is actually a very good question, right? So I actually thought about this. I want to say yesterday. I think the Rodgers Saffold versus, Aaron Donald is going to be a good matchup. There inside with Saffold, kind of knowing Donald somewhat, playing, there with the Rams. So again, I think that's a key matchup because look, if we can stop Aaron Donald, it's game over. It's game over anyways. But if we can stop Aaron Donald, it'll make it a lot easier for sure.
I like it. Now I'm going to switch over. I'm going to go to Evan. Evan, a key matchup that maybe a lot of people are talking about it, and it's just the obvious one, or is it one that you're like, this is an underrated matchup? Which matchup are you looking forward to?
Oh man, my key matchup is Stefan Diggs versus Jaylen Ramsey. Ooh. Now, the last time Stefan Diggs went up against Jaylen Ramsey, he did score a touchdown. He did get his fair share in the end zone, but Jaylen Ramsey kind of had his number. For the fair share for the entire game. And, rightfully so, Jaylen Ramsey is that guy. He is the best corner in football, and he's demanded that respect, over the last 5 to 6 seasons. But now Stefan Diggs has gotten to play the Rams version of Jaylen Ramsey. He's got that, in his pocket. He knows how to distribute his bag on the field now. But now can Stefan Diggs in the season opener go up against Jaylen Ramsey and beat him this time? I think he can. I think the Bills are going to come out offensively and, disguised, and it's going to really confuse the Rams defense, and the Rams defense isn't going to know what to do, and it's going to get a lot of open looks for a guy like Stefan Diggs.
Push on his ass. Push on him.
The last time we saw Jaylen Ramsey, he got his ass cooked in the damn Super Bowl, right? So I know he's a good-ass corner. I know. But it's like, Diggs is that guy, and it will be a good matchup. I'm not going to, poo-poo on Jaylen Ramsey, but he has a lot of proving to do. That's for sure, because the last time we saw him, it wasn't too good.
And let's not forget Josh Allen here, because Allen is just as close to the situation as Diggs after Ramsey called him trash, because don't think Josh Allen forgot about that. I mean, it's been a narrative on Bill's Twitter over the last few days here, and Allen will never tell you that in his press conference, but don't think for a second that Allen and Diggs are sleeping on that, because they want to take it to Jaylen Ramsey tonight.
Okay, well, hold on now, Mr. Kevin. You want to jump in, and you better jump in and tell us the key matchup. Are you talking about Josh versus Ramsey? Is that your matchup, or do you have another matchup that you're looking forward to and seeing how that buds in this game?
Well, I was just going off of the Diggs-Ramsey matchup, because I'm just saying there's some extra motivation there for Josh to maybe get Steph the ball a little bit more. And I'm just saying you have to include Allen in with Diggs on this just because there's that extra fire that's been lit from Jalen Ramsey. I know in 2018 he called him trash. 2020, when the Bills won with the Tyler Kroft touchdown, Jalen Ramsey said, yeah, he's talented. So what's he going to say in 2022? Third time around, I don't know. Let's see.
We shall see. I mean, I know there's things in this league where these guys see each other in the offseason. They see each other throughout the year. There's press clippings. And the last time I saw a press clipping of Jalen Ramsey, he was giving Josh Allen a compliment. So is there really animosity, or is it just another game for them? So it is interesting, an interesting matchup to look at. Now, here's the one matchup that I'm surprised none of you guys touched on, right? And it's the freaking Triple Crown winner. The Triple Crown winner is playing for the Rams, right? Receptions, touchdowns, yardage. The man. You know what I mean? And to be the man, you got to do what? You got to beat the man. So who is the guy that's going to be trying to line up against Mr. Cooper Kupp? Well, apparently he lines up a lot out of the slot. Taron Johnson is the guy that we're going to put up against Cooper Kupp. Do we like that? Here's something I'd like to see, right? Not to poo-poo on Taron Johnson. He's a hell of a player. But to cover Cooper
a tough
Kupp
matchup today, though.
Long, I don't know if I like that. So I want to see what our first round draft pick is made of. Have that dude follow Cooper Kupp where he goes, right? His forte is to play man-to-man. So lock his ass up on Cooper Kupp and let's see what he's made of. If you're going to throw somebody in the fire, throw him in the fire first game in front of everybody. We'll see what he's made of, right?
Damn
but
right.
if we're leaving Cooper Kupp with Taron Johnson, then I expect to see some more zones so we can really blanket Cooper Kupp and not let him get loose. So a matchup I'm looking forward to seeing is who matches up against Cooper Kupp and who it's going to be. Is it specifically going to be Khair that follows? Does he follow? Or is it strictly Taron Johnson and Cooper Kupp? I'm very interested in seeing that matchup, but it's very interesting. We're going to move on to the next segment, folks, because the time is pressing. The game is near. Let's talk about it. Let's go to...
I can't wait for this, man.
Hot take, bitches. What are your hot takes for the game? Now, you could have a crazy-ass hot take, a mild hot take. I mean, I like my hot takes like I like my wings. I like my hot. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. So, I mean, some folks don't like it too hot. They think that avocado is hot. They think Coca-Cola is hot. It's too spicy for my tongue. So give me a hot take, and let me see. Let me start off with my man P.
Let me go ahead and start off. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, let me go ahead and start off, man, because I've been thinking about this all day. My hot take is this. Isaiah McKenzie is going to be the player of the game. I think Isaiah McKenzie is going to have an enormous game just based off the fact that I think the game plan is going to be to get the ball out of Josh Allen's hands. Exactly, right? So you get the ball out quick, you get it to McKenzie, and let him get that rack. I think he's going to have an amazing game.
So that tells me that if you're a fantasy player, get all over freaking McKenzie. If you have him and he's sitting on your bench, start him. That's my guy P Money. P Money's saying that, not me. I'm just saying, get on McKenzie. So I like that hot take. McKenzie is the player of the game. Is that what you're telling us?
It's the player of the game.
All right, let me move over to Evan. Evan, you look like a guy that likes spice. Do you like spice? Are you more of a mild or barbecue?
I'm not too much of a spice guy. I like my barbecue, my Cajun honey butter barbecue to be exact.
Are you a ranch guy, Evan?
No, I'm a blue cheese guy. I'm not from the
South. Listen, ain't nothing wrong with ranch. Ain't nothing wrong with ranch. Don't be scared out here because everyone wants you to say blue cheese. Listen, ranch, there's nothing wrong with some damn ranch, man.
Pierre, you lost all credibility. You lost all credibility. I don't know, Pierre. After you said ranch with wings, I don't think that Isaiah McKenzie take you. I don't know. I mean, this is ranch with wings. I don't know. That's a bad take.
Before you get in there, I got a super chat coming from MK La Liga. He goes, "Yo, let's go, Rico. Gabe Davis 2 touchdowns. Saludos to the Pierre the Kingpin. He's giving Pierre
hey, he knows what's up, man. Yo, man.
He knows what's up. All right, Evan, hot take. Give it to us."
My hot take is that the Buffalo Bills are going to have 3 combined rushing touchdowns today. Having all 5 running backs playing. Obviously, all 5 aren't going to be on the field, but you're going to have guys like Devin Singletary, James Cook, and Zach Moss on the field, even Reggie Gilliam a little bit. And you also got Josh Allen, that 6'5" running back. I think the Bills are going to have 3 rushing touchdowns today. Bringing in Aaron Cromer as your new offensive line coach. He's bringing in that zone rushing scheme. You have a guy like Roger Saffold going to be a new starting guard. He is one of the best run blocking guards in football. Ryan Bates is a much improved run blocker from guys like John Feliciano, Cody Ford, Brian Winters of the world. So now you have all these pieces in play, and your running backs have more confidence. You got a guy like James Cook, who is a burst of speed that you haven't even had. Heck, maybe Isaiah McKenzie, Pierre. Maybe Isaiah McKenzie gets a carry. You never know. Dawson Knox. We don't know what Ken Dorsey's going to do. We haven't seen him coach a regular season game yet. But I think the Bills are going to get 3 rushing touchdowns today. That's my hot take.
Damn, 3 rushing touchdowns. All right, I like it. Well, listen, man.
I like it.
We got a hot take from P Money, McKenzie for MVP of the game. We got 3 rushing touchdowns for the Bills for my guy Evan. Kevin, you've had time to think. Don't come with mild barbecue. I want some hot wings. Give it to me, son. What's your hot take of the day?
Well, Rico, since you went this route, I'm gonna have to counter it because you're sleeping on my man Taron Johnson, and I'm gonna say Taron Johnson is going to not completely shut down Cooper Kupp, but he's going to slow him down to the point where he can be an average wide receiver. Taron Johnson was one of the top slot corners in the league last year. He had the second lowest completion percentage allowed with a 56.6, and he allowed 0 touchdowns. So I know Cooper Kupp is one of, if not the best wide receivers in the league, but do not sleep on Taron Johnson, because I bet no one knows who Taron Johnson is out west, but he's going to come into SoFi Stadium and he's going to make some noise tonight.
All right, so wait a minute. So is he getting a pick 6? Because it's a little shutdown. All right. I need a pick 6 from Taron for it to be a spicy hot take.
Yeah, I got it.
I'm not going to go that far. But I'm going to say that he's going to shut him down enough to where Kyrie Elam and Dane Jackson are going to get more work on the outside because he's doing such a good job on Cooper Kupp. But I
that sounds like a dip and ranch type take, though. You know what I mean? Come on, you know what I mean? Like, come on.
Mild with a lot of ranch. You can hardly taste the spice. Well, I'm going to tell you this, man. The last time Cooper Kupp faced the Bills, you want to know what he did? He got 9 receptions, 107 yards, and a touchdown. And that was going up against Trey White. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have to, that's a hot take. It's a hot take. You put a lot of ranch on that bitch, but that's a hot take. Now, let me jump in there and give my hot take of the game. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to hype it up like it's big time. But I'm gonna say this, man. When I'm looking at this whole game on what's happening and who we've brought onto this team, and the major reason that the media has us all over this Bills going to the Super Bowl is because of an addition to this team. Not Shaq Lawson, not Tim Settle, but Von Miller, the $100 million man. He gets 3. You know what? I'm gonna bump that up to 4 sacks. 4 sacks for Von Miller. I don't give a damn who notebook.
Now that's a hot take right there, David. That's what I like.
Let me ring my mother effing bell. It's Von Miller. Let me ring that mother effing bell. It's Von Miller for 4 sacks. I don't give a damn.
That's what we're talking about. Now that's the damn take.
If you don't think this game means a whole lot to him, y'all are bugging. You got Aaron Donald on the other side of the field that's going to say, yo, check my ring out, right? Von Miller's like, yo, check my ring out. But guess what? I brought some boys with me, and we're going to take care of business. And don't forget,
they're right.
It's Matthew Stafford. Stafford is a good quarterback, but Stafford has the interception willies. When he feels the pressure, he's throwing lame ducks. And guess what? We're going to be there for that. Bing, bong. We're going to be there for that interception. We're going to be there for that sack. Von Miller with 4 sacks. Let's go. Light them up. Let's go. Put that shit on fire. Light it up. Let's go, baby. That's my hot take for the night. If you guys are not hyped right now, listen, let me pump that shit up. If you guys aren't hyped right now, smash that like right this second. If you haven't subscribed, you're a Rams fan, you're a Bengals fan, you're a freaking Chiefs fan, subscribe, because there's more of this business coming your way. Now,
no, wait, hold on. So that's a real good hot take, Rico. Now, but are you dipping them in sour cream still, or what you doing with it?
I've graduated to blue cheese in Buffalo.
Okay.
I'm doing
Man
my
of honor.
Now, what I need to tell you guys about is if you guys have sour cream, take a little bit of Frank's hot sauce, mix that bitch together, dip your shit in there. Tell me it's not good, and then call me back and tell me, Rico, you were on it. You were on it. Now,
don't do it.
Rico, you were not on it.
Yeah, I'm hot on it.
You were not on it.
So,
no way.
Listen, we got more things to talk about, right? I want to get your thoughts on this, folks. So, bright lights. You know what I'm saying? Bright night. All right. I need someone's. I got Pierre's a little bit. Bright night was gonna be my man McKenzie. McKenzie was going to have his bright night, bright lights. He's going to perform. So I'm going to go Evan. Evan, who's going to perform and have a bright night within these bright lights? Who is your guy?
So my guy is going to be a mix of two players, just because we don't have a clear-cut starter yet.
You double dipping?
No, I'm not. Don't blame me. Blame Leslie Frazier and Sean McDermott.
Don't double dip.
No. You can't blame me on this one because Leslie Frazier and Sean McDermott haven't named a starter for the CB2 yet, and that is Christian Benford and Kyrie Elam. And the only reason I think these two are going to have a strong game is because the Rams are without Mr. Van Jefferson, their guy they like to go deep to. So the Bills can play a little more cover one and keep their safety down in the box to bracket Cooper Kupp and, double him down by the line of scrimmage to make his life, a little more tougher. And that's where, these corners like Kyrie Elam, Christian Benford, whoever's out there isn't going to be having to worry about Cooper Kupp coming across the field in man coverage or zone or whatever. They can just play their game and go up against. I know Allen Robinson's a very good receiver, but he isn't going to be dominating the entire game. He's not Cooper Kupp. He's not prime Antonio Brown. He's not Devontae Adams. He's no Stefan Diggs. He's Allen Robinson, a very good receiver, but not an elite one. So he's still going to do his thing. But I believe Kyrie Elam and Christian Benford, with a little bit of help from the D-line pressuring quarterback, maybe Matt Stafford has one of those ducks. Again, he did have, elbow surgery just recently, a procedure on his elbow done. And he said he does feel a little better. But realistically, when you have a procedure done on your elbow, that's never the best thing. Maybe he throws a duck and maybe Mr. Kyrie Elam or Christian Benford is there to pick it up.
I like it. Oh, well, I'm going to go bright lights, bright night. Kevin, who do you got? Who is going to be your performer tonight?
Real quick, do you guys think that Dane Jackson or Kyrie Elam and Christian Benford will be on Robinson?
It's going to be a mixture.
It's probably going to be Dane Jackson. Yeah, I'd say Dane.
It all depends on what side these receivers go to, right? You don't really see a lot of Trey White traveling. He stays on one side. So wherever that receiver comes, that's who's going to be covered. Now, we brought in a man-to-man type of corner. So do they make Kyrie follow? We shall see. We don't know. We have no damn clue. We're going to find out tonight. So bright lights, bright night. Who is your guy?
I'm going to go with the offense, and I'm going to say Dawson Knox, fresh off of his contract extension. Obviously he's going to be playing with the heavy heart. I like it. And I think that he is just going to pop off tonight, and he's going to prove to the Bills why he is getting top tight end money now. And I think that's interesting because it's a bit of a mix because Knox can be used as a run blocker, but I think that he's also obviously he's going to be used in the passing game. But with the Bills, we don't really know how their offense is going to be tonight. I think they're still going to be pass heavy, but they're going to run when they have to set the defense off and to keep them honest. And I think Knox is going to be used in both the passing game and the running game a lot tonight, especially with Quentin Morris being out.
And I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at this comment that came in. Johnny Blaze says, "Yo, stop tripping, man. Everything's Bobby Hart's winning the MVP of this game tonight."
Bobby Hart,
Tommy Doyle's out. We need a call up. We didn't use a call up on the practice squad. Or dude, Bobby Hart's winning MVP of the game. He's scoring a touchdown. That's my hot take. That's my hot take. What do you think? Bobby Hart scoring a touchdown.
My turn.
Dude, Bobby, you know what? Bobby Hart scoring a touchdown. That's my hot take for the game.
I like it. All right, so folks, we're nearing the end of our show. I know you guys are saying, "Oh, we want you guys to keep going," but we can't. We got a damn game to watch. So, folks, let me go to the next. We're gonna go. I mean, it's hot take is one.
Hold on. I have to add one more. Right? We're talking about the running game. We got 4 running backs there. Listen, RB1. Don't sleep on RB1. Many fans keep on sleeping on my guy RB1. Listen. If we're going to have a running game, it's coming through. It's coming through motor.
Bold prediction. You want to talk
about prediction?
Talk about it.
I'll say that I'll give RB1 80 yards rushing. I'll give him 80.
That's bold.
I mean,
you putting ranch all over your wing? What's going on?
That's definitely ranch on that one.
That's the ranch, man. It gets to the head. Gets to the head.
Yeah, for sure.
The ranch gets to the head.
So 80 yards rushing for Devin Singletary. Solidifies himself RB1.
Easy.
That's Pierre the King's bold prediction. All right.
No. I already gave you my damn hot take, man. Go ahead.
let me go to Kevin. Kevin, talk to me now. Bold prediction, and we're talking about bold. Like okay, I see what you're doing now. I mean, it's close to hot take, but a bold prediction. What do you see? What do you see happening?
Well, Since we've already talked about Dawson Knox, Taron Johnson, I mentioned different guys that I like, different matchups. I'm going to go with someone that we really haven't talked about a lot, and that's Tremaine Edmonds. He's been a polarizing figure, and I'm going to say that Tremaine Edmonds, with that revamped defensive line, is going to see his lanes much clearer now. He's going to get to the ball carrier much faster, and Tremaine Edmonds is going to look like a top middle linebacker tonight, and all season for that matter, but starting tonight.
Okay. I didn't expect to hear Tremaine Edmonds' name today, so I kind of like it. I kind of like it. He's gonna have to really outdo Bobby Wagner, because Bobby Wagner is one of the best in the game, a veteran, sideline to sideline, cerebral, he's smart, he knows the game, right? And he's playing behind a guy like Aaron Donald, so it's gonna be very interesting to see how Tremaine Edmonds matches up and tries to outshine Bobby Wagner under these bright lights. So I like that. I'm not mad at that at all. Bold prediction. Evan, did I get you for your poll prediction yet?
I mean, unless you want to count my Bobby Hart scoring a touchdown as a bold prediction. No, realistically, my bold prediction is that Ed Oliver gets 1.5 sacks or more this game. I think Ed's going to come out fierce. The Rams obviously know what Von Miller is capable of. You know, they went up against him in practice for 10 to 16 weeks at a time. They've seen tape on him. Obviously, he's played for their organization. He won a damn Super Bowl with them. They know what Von Miller is about. But now this is the thing. How are the Rams going to play against Von Miller? Like you mentioned, Note Boom. They just, extended him. They still have him. And he's, filling in for Andrew Whitworth, who is an all-pro left tackle. And Note Boom's going to have a tough task going up against Von Miller. Maybe, they bring a tight end over to help out, chip block Von Miller. That's where Ed Oliver might get a couple one-on-one looks inside. Ed Oliver's hungry, man. Going into year 4, he wants a new contract. He's going to have a huge game, in my opinion. I think he gets a sack and a half or more.
I like it. Chandler Baby Bing comes in and says, hot take, Nate Peterman's seen in the crowd and has the best game for the Bills he's ever had. Chandler, I love you. You're a good man. And I see what you're trying to rile me up for Nate Peterman. But it's not happening in this game, guys. And that is my quota for Nate Peterman shouts for one day, and that's it. For me, folks, it's going to be a bold prediction, and I love this bold prediction. This bold prediction is going to mean a little something to this individual that's going to make a big play, and maybe 2. And my bold prediction is going to be Jordan Poyer comes in and ices the game. He ices the game with an interception to seal it. And I'm not just saying he's going to have 1 interception. I'm saying he's going to have 2 interceptions today. That is my bold prediction. 2 interceptions for Jordan Poyer, and the last one is going to be a game-sealing interception. I'm not going 3. That's insane to go 3 interceptions, but I'm going.
Taron Johnson's getting the 3rd.
Yeah, 2 interceptions from my guy, Mr. Jordan Poyer, but this is going to mean a little bit more to Jordan Poyer. Why? Because he's seeing everybody getting paid. My tight end's getting paid. My quarterback got paid. You know what I'm saying? Receivers are getting extensions, and I'm sitting here not getting paid. Safeties around the league are getting paid. Where's my money? Well, guess what? I got to make my money again. And how does he make his money? On the field. He's done it the last 3 years. He's proven it. He's consistent, and yet they still not paying my guy. So in the words of Deion Sanders, pay the man. And if you don't want to pay the man, he's going to show you why you should pay the man by getting 2 interceptions this game. And I hope he makes me look so damn good, because I'm going to clip this and put it out there. Jordan Poyer, do your business. Let's go. Bold predictions done. We're moving on to the next one because the game's about to start, guys. Let me tell you something. We're going to the next one. Right? Bold predictions is done. We already got through that. And this is the final one. It's always a tough one to do it, but it's the score predictions, folks. Score predictions. I know it's tough. Right now, Vegas has us, -2.5. So, Kevin, score predictions, big fella. How do you see this game?
I'm going to say it's going to start a little bit slower at first. We see sometimes the game can be a little bit rusty. First game of the year, the nerves.
I'm getting hyped. Let's go.
I think the defense for both teams are going to wreak a lot of havoc, especially going back to what I said when I first joined tonight. The defensive line is going to be great for the Bills, but I think both of the offenses are going to start to find their footing as the game progresses. It's going to pick up in the second half. Bills are winning it by a field goal, 27-24.
Ooh, 27-24. I like it. Bold prediction, score prediction, Score prediction from my man, Evan. Evan, talk to us. What do you got?
And I got the Bills winning by.
Before you start, Evan, for those that are watching this, do me a favor, smash that like before you get out of here. And if you have score predictions, drop it before you leave so we can go watch this game and see if your score predictions come to fruition. Let's talk about it, Evan. Score prediction. Drop it for me.
My score prediction is the Bills are going to win by 2+ scores. The Bills are going to win 38-27 against the LA Rams tonight. I think the Bills are going to put up some points. And the way I think the Bills are going to put up some points, I was going to say this earlier, but I didn't want to, get too carried away in the topics, is that when the Bills are going to bracket Cooper Kupp, the Bills are going to find a way to disguise coverage and, get at least a guy on the line of scrimmage at Cooper Kupp, or if not, get two guys on Cooper Kupp at points and times. When Stafford gets a little jittery in the pocket and misses that throw on third down or throws an interception and gets the Bills some nice field position, that's where Josh and the offense cannot waste a second, and they have to, put their foot on the gas and drive down to the end zone and score and just score and, ramp up the score and, get the Bills flowing and get the momentum going and just ramp it all up. And that's where I think this game gets out of hands for the Rams, is when the Bills, take that next step into the game and they go up by 10 and they win 38-27.
38-27, 2-score game. All right. Listen, I'm going to go with Vegas here. I think we got two very, very good defenses going at each other. You have a team that is super hype. They won the Super Bowl. They're coming back home. They're going to do the whole Super Bowl unveiling, and the banners are going to come down. So they're going to be feeling extra hype and extra juice for this game. The Bills, on the other hand, are already sitting here. Listen, man, this is a game that we should have been at. We should have beat the Chiefs. We could have beat the Bengals, and we would have been facing y'all in the Super Bowl. So we're about to show you what's really mother effing good and show you who should have been the true Super Bowl winner. I don't like the way Evan is looking at his phone right now. It tells me there's some breaking news. No,
it's just some of the analysts have the Rams winning.
Oh, for crying out loud. I thought he was going to break some news. I was going to maybe punch my screen right now, but we're good to go. So score prediction. I'm going to keep with this whole this 2-point game. I'm going to say Bills win 31-28. I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna give you the field goal win, 31-28. Bills win. It's gonna be a last second, field goal, and hopefully we win it this way. And my prediction still happens because my man Jordan Poyer is gonna seal the victory with an interception, and we call it that way. So Bills get that 31-28 win. They try to come back. Jordan Poyer comes in and seals it with the second interception, and that's the way we're gonna end the show, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, I love what's happening. I love the way that we started off today with energy, with all of that stuff. It's always Buffalo Bills all day, every day, folks. Let me start off here. Listen, closing remarks, folks. This is it, man. We endured a long off season, free agency, the freaking draft process. Now we got to go through OTAs, minicamp, training camp, the freaking 53-man cutdown. It's here. We've made it. Listen, drop a like if you have not been here before. If you have never seen or heard of us, we are the Buffalo Fanatics. Hit that like and smash that like button. And listen, subscribe to the channel. It's Buffalo Bills all day. Ladies and gentlemen, big game ahead of us. I need these Bills to win, man. So if you guys are unfamiliar, right after this, we're going to have Pierre the Kingpin. He's going to be live watching the game. If you guys want to join and watch the game with him, jump in there. Join the stream. It's going to be hot. It's going to be live. And everything that you see on screen is going to be happening. You're going to have the audio. It's going to be a production. That's my guy. Kingpin has been holding it down. And right after the game, win or lose, I'm going live after the game. And I hope I have this very energy so I can sit here and flex on them boys and let them know that the Bills are for real. We got to set the freaking tone this game. Let the whole freaking league know who's real. The Stampede is coming. Is ready. I'm ready. Kevin, are you ready?
I'm so ready. Let's go.
Evan, are you ready?
Burn it all,
Let's
baby.
go,
Burn it all.
Are we going to be
what Kev said, burn it all. Let's go, Buffalo, baby.
Are we going to be the Razor Ramon where we take the toothpick out and shove it in their face? Are we going to be Bob Backlund? Are we going to be You feel me? We are going to take the thing and say, ayo, boom. Let's make it happen, folks.
One last thing I got to say. Josh Allen has been an underdog his whole life. For once, he is a top dog. Let's go.
Let's go. Top dog. We're going to find out soon enough, folks. Enjoy the game. And until next time, it's your boy. It's your boy, Kev. It's your boy, Ev. And we are gone. Enjoy the game. We'll catch you after the game. Join the stream. Listen, I'm going to put this up just because we can. 100K Instagram. Join us. If you haven't joined us on any platforms, it's Buffalo Fanatics all across every social media platform. IG, we just hit 100,000 followers. Give us a follow, folks. That's it for us. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Until next time, we're out.